All right, boys, after a month and a half, we finally got spoilers. And not just one or two, but 6 whole drops. Kinda wild, right? And yeah, it turns out it's the speaker base, just like most of us predicted. The spoilers are fire, but there's also something that low-key disappointed me, and I'll get into that later. Now here's the weird part, the way we actually got these spoilers. You've probably heard from other YouTubers that we weren't supposed to get all of them at once. They were meant to drop separately over time. But it is what it is. And I'll share my take on that too. And on top of that, I'm gonna fill you in on the whole Skibidi Alliance thing. Yeah, that's actually a thing. And I think a lot of you had no clue it even existed. We're also gonna break down whether this dark speaker man everyone's hyping is even real, what's actually going on here, and maybe even touch on the possible release date of the next episode. Hello friends, you're on the Dattebayo channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. First off, let's clear up how the spoilers even leaked early. And also what the hell the Skibidi Alliance actually is. Not everyone knows this, but yeah, there's a whole Skibidi crew behind the scenes called the Alliance. It's basically a circle of content creators like me and a bunch of others, and we've got certain perks regular fans don't, but also a few obligations. Being part of this Skibidi gang, sometimes we get access to spoilers earlier than they officially hit the internet. This time though, one of the Alliance members kinda messed up and dumped all the spoilers at once instead of letting them drop gradually. That stirred up a few problems. Not like world-ending drama. Nobody's out here screaming, "Oh no, this is the downfall of Skibidi gang." But still, it caused some chaos. Like, imagine, you grind out a video covering 2 spoilers, but turns out there are 6 already floating around. Boom, your video feels outdated instantly, and that's just wasted time. But anyway, I'm not here to roast the guy who leaked them. Everybody slips up sometimes, it happens. Still, after this, the Skibidi Alliance might tighten things up with stricter rules about how spoilers are shared, if they even decide to share them at all. Either way, now you know. The Skibidi Alliance is real, and there's actually a lot happening behind the scenes that regular fans never see. I'm telling you this so you don't start thinking Skibidi is dead just because Boom drops an episode once every half a year. Stuff is being worked on off-screen, and the project is alive and moving. Massive updates ain't a fast food order. They take time. Funny thing is, I actually ended up making a song about Skibidi Alliance and Leaks LL.
Y'all say dead now, it's in develop mode. Every 6 months, boom, another episode. What's brewing?
Anyway, it's kinda goofy trollish, but let me know if you'd ever want to hear the full version someday.
Skibidi Alliance.
There's more of this shit around now than ever.
Alright, let's take a look at the spoilers. Even though, low-key, there's not much to talk about, LOL. Everyone's losing their minds, asking, is this really the Dark Speakerman? Or is it just a statue like that Plungerman statue back at the cameraman base? I kinda doubt this is the Dark Speakerman. For starters, I don't see the iconic red shirt. Yeah, sure, you can blame the heavy blur and distortion, but come on. Red would still pop through. Plus, in all the interviews Boom's given, I don't remember him ever teasing a comeback for Dark Speakerman. If anything, he's dropped way more hints about Plungerman returning. Now, statue or not. Personally, I think it's a living dude. Just a regular Speakerman with a darker design. Lately, we've seen cameramen being made darker too, almost like they're using stronger materials or something. Same logic could apply here. Most Speakermen used to be gray. Now we're seeing blacked out ones. And even if, by some miracle, this really was the Dark Speakerman we remember, why would Boom spoil that early? Wouldn't it hit way harder to drop him as a nostalgia nuke inside the actual episode, instead of spoiling him up front? Oh, and one more thing. There's a word "to" on this spoiler. Each spoiler has part of a sentence, and we'll talk about that when we piece them together at the end. Alright, honestly, the next spoiler is straight up confusing. Just some random machinery, almost like Boom tossed it in for variety. But if you actually look close, it doesn't really scream generator. It looks way more like pumps. Why? First off, you can see all these pipes and fittings sticking out on top, exactly the kind you'd see in liquid transfer systems. Second, those chunky cylinders with massive round hatches look just like inspection covers or pump chambers. On real submarines, ballast and bilge pumps have almost the same vibe. And it legit feels like all of this is part of an underwater base. Makes sense, right? That would explain why the Astros couldn't track the Speakermen. The whole base might be submerged, hidden, and protected. Now imagine an actual naval battle against the Astros. Skibidi Sea War arc, that would be wild. Boom has even said before that underwater or space episodes are possible, so in theory this isn't that far-fetched. I might be wrong, but bro, these really look like the kind of pumps you'd find on a submarine. And in some of the other spoilers, you can clearly spot pipes running on top. Right now, everything points to this being an underwater base. But hey, I could be wrong. All right, whatever. We'll see when the episode actually drops. Next spoiler, maxed out hype bar, just huge-ass door. Too small for a Titan speaker man, sure. But there's definitely some busted OP dude lurking in there. Or it's a full-on experiment chamber. You know, horror movie vibes with red lights and bad decisions. The one after that is just a flying speaker. Probably a regular worker unit, or not. Who knows? And on the right, hiding in the shadows, another dark speaker man. Or could it be the same speaker man from the first spoiler? Cool detail, but it doesn't really tell us much. Now, this one's actually interesting. We finally see familiar faces. These are the guys from part 1, and judging by the frame, they managed to evacuate. Also, my dude's shirt is clipping through his arm. Classic Skibidi bug. So what's happening here? Nothing crazy lore-breaking. The engineer got a new Skibidi translator, the same device the detective yanked from him last time. Looks like the speakerman got a few of these translators. We've also got crates with the nuclear symbol, the same large TV man was hauling earlier. In simple words, tech exchange, weapon assembly, gearing up for a full-scale war. Honestly, all these spoilers are cool, but they don't reveal much. And I'm not going to cook theories out of thin air. The biggest takeaway for me is still the chance that the speakerman base is underwater. Those pump-looking things and piping across multiple frames really sell it. And the last spoiler? TV scientist standing right next to those pumps. He already teased a collab with the speakerman, so it's not shocking he's here. What exactly he's doing is unclear. Just more food for thought. As for the hidden message, time to clap back for real. Same line Boom used earlier in that Skibidi Toys post. In plain words, the Alliance is making a comeback and they're ready to kick Astro asses. The real war starts now, which is a bold claim considering Watchmen of Doom is still under Astro control. But yeah, looks like that's only a small bump for them. Still, I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing for the Alliance even after we see the full power of the speakermen. We've got the Duke on the horizon, who's clearly going to be stacked with perks, a buffed-up detainer, and who knows what else is cooking. Like I've said before in my videos, episode 79 feels more like a setup for episode 80, where a major powerhouse is going to enter the scene. That could be a Titan speakerman if Boom meant the Alliance, or it could be the Duke stepping in to rescue the Duchess if Boom was hinting at Astro. We still don't have hard proof that Titan speakerman shows up in part 3. Yeah, that door looks convincing, but it could mean anything. He could easily be saved for episode 80. But anyway, based on my theories, I'm leaning toward Titan speakerman appearing in part 3. And then episode 80, introducing a major Astro boss. Either way, I don't think it'll be all hype and sunshine, and I'm expecting something pretty sad in the mix. If you remember the dream I talked about in one of my videos. Yeah, it's starting to feel a little too real. If you know, you know. Overall, we're waiting on Titan speakerman. And something tragic. What disappointed me with these spoilers is we got 0 teases from the end of part 2. No glimpse of the fight against Watchmen of Doom. I totally get why Boom didn't share that because it's maximum hype fuel, but a tiny scrambled pixel from that scene, the way he sometimes does, would have gone crazy. As for the release date, we have no solid info. Judging by the quality of the spoilers, I'd say the episode looks about 70% done, so maybe 2-3 weeks out. Could be sooner, could be longer. It's just my guess. If we get anything, I'll let you know.